I don't think we need to say much as regards the shadow fighting at this stage of our training. We should all be extremely clear about how important the shadow fighting actually is. Okay, let's start our first recap class of the yellow grade. In this first clip, we see the boys showing the two-man predator, and Ruben is working from standing and kneeling. But can you remember what we were trying to instigate here? Instinctive reaction, yeah. But instinctive reaction to do what? That's right, get back to our feet as fast as possible. Sounds easy, but as we now know, words are easy, actions are a lot harder. In this clip we just added the third level, and the third level was sitting. This exercise also helped us to really understand one thing that the human really does under stress on the ground, which was what? Grabbing. Only KFM has developed this instinctive grab into quite a radical weapon, and it's now called, can you remember? The Garamono. This exercise helped us to break the condition of what is typically perceived as a breakfall in the street. Obviously, a lot of what we investigate needs a clear and open mind, as preconceived images and thoughts can really affect the way in which we receive this new information. Thus, we need to observe and listen very, very carefully. It's difficult not to prejudge, because as soon as our eyes see a thing, the brain kicks in and tries to make sense of the images that it's now registering. If the brain can't work out what it's seeing, it will automatically compare it to anything similar from our past experiences, as this is all the brain has to go by, past experiences. This is why observing new information is difficult for us to deal with, as the brain has nothing to cross-reference it with. What else did the pensacaedra exercise teach us about the breakfall? It taught us the pensacaedra is not a passive or recovering motion, but actually a ballistic form of attack, with only one objective in mind: total destruction of the opponent. Train the last development of the pensacaedra from sitting. Sitting is one of the four major levels that exist within a street fight, but it is also a difficult area to develop properly. Therefore, we need to pay great attention and make sure we develop all of our work systematically, because any piece of the puzzle we omit now means the bigger picture is not so clear later on. double strike is an interesting development, although we haven't really opened the door on this subject properly yet. But the first part we need to make sure we catch is the continued development of the mechanics in application, and not just the mechanics in the technical development, as they are both very different as far as functionality and ability are concerned. The other part that the double strike instigates is that of the retractor. Like we said, it's not an area of study yet, but we are priming our mechanics. So when the time arrives to develop this subject, our mechanics and intentions will be very clear, and the development will be radical, which is cool. Double striking while sitting once again will provoke many questions, and in truth that's the objective. But at this stage we are still keen to focus on the mechanics. Keeping a good structure under a little pressure is difficult, but under extreme pressure, well, you can imagine. Therefore developing the levels as we are is crucial, and the mechanics are the platform of the application.